All right. Looks like we are possibly live. Doesn't look like the internet is. Yep, internet is working good. All right. Let's see here. Videos. One video live. All right. All right. We got a lot to cover today, so bear with me. I am trying to do a couple different things here with the channel. And, oh, do we got it going? Haha. There we go. All right, everybody. I hope you can hear me just fine. I am in not a secret location or anything along that lines. I am just visiting friends and family in Dallas. So hopefully you will be able to hear me just fine. And if you can't, please jump on there and let me know, because I won't have any clue if you can hear me. All right. Man, these silly ads. All right, let's see here. Actually, I'm going to turn on my volume myself. Yeah, all right. Volume is working. Oops, sorry if there was some feedback. So we got a lot to cover today. So let's cover it. Unless you guys have been sleeping underneath a rock, then you probably already know that there's a lot coming out next week. Everything goes on pre-order this week. And sorry if I keep looking up. The desk that I'm at my family's house, I had to put the monitor above me. So it's look at the camera here, look at the up here, back here, up here, down here. So sorry about that. All right, so a lot of things have come out or have been on pre-order right now. The Iron Hands, not Rogue Trader, but the Raven Guard, the Eliminators, and the Primaris Lieutenant, and a whole bunch of upgrade stuff that usually comes with the new codexes are on their way out. So we're going to do a real quick review of them just in case you haven't seen them. And then we're going to move on because I've got some spicy things to talk to you guys about. First up, I'm not going to look at all the different miniatures here, but if you haven't had a chance to take a look at the Eliminators, these guys are, I'd say, probably the coolest models Games Workshop has put out in a while. And that's saying a lot because they have been cranking out some really good models. Now, this is one of the Eliminator options. I went through and looked at the sprues, and I'll actually pull them up here. It looks like there are 6 of these rifles. There's one Instigator Bolt Carbine. The rifle you're seeing right here on the screen is the Bolt Sniper Rifle. It is their weapon of choice. They have like these 3 magazine pouches stacked on top of each other on their right hip, and that's to represent the 3 different types of ammunition you can use. Now, the sprue is also going to have, I'll just go ahead and show all the different guys. See, there's the 3 different pouches. I was wondering what that was when the box first came out in Shadow Spear. And you'll notice there's some nifty new things that they've been putting on here that you don't normally see with like the different armor. So you can see like this different ribbing here, almost like muscles with the Phobos armor. And every single one of these pieces is starting to come with a little bit of terrain, which is really cool feature. I started doing that when I picked up my first Eliminators out of the Shadow Spear box. I started cutting up some of the terrain, the new terrain sets, like the Munitorum or the Sector Frontieris set, I think that was called. And I started cutting it up, sawing it apart, and putting bits and pieces on the bases, so it kind of actually gives them the look of actually being in cover and being like a sniper instead of standing way out in the open. So them putting this on there is a really cool feature. Now you're going to get those 3 poses, the standing pose, the kneeling pose, and then that kind of forward, the previous one. And as I said, you're going to get yourself, I think, let's go ahead and find it, 6. Now you get this fancy silenced bolt pistol, which it's pretty funny that I had already did all that with with my guys. So here we go. There's the one Instigator bolt rifle every sprue or every box will get. There's 1, 2. So right now we're at a 2 count for the Bolt Sniper Rifle, 1 count, for the Las Fusil. That's that heavy las cannon sniper rifle thingamajig that they got coming. There's another one, so we're at 2 of the last fusel, 2 more bolt sniper rifles. That's at 4, sorry. And then on our last sprue, we're going to get 2 more, the last fusel, and then the silenced bolt pistol. So there is actually a lot in this pack. So you are actually probably going to be able to take, especially like this one right here with on the backpack, the rifle on the backpack, and I think there was another one. Let's see, this one right here, number 16. That's probably 16. That might be 10. No, it's 16. You might be able to actually add to a different model if you have like an extra reaver. So you might be able to expand. So and same thing with number 46. You have, I bet you, if you have a box of reavers and you have like 3 of them left over, you can actually double up how many eliminators that you could go ahead and start out with. And really, if you do some cutting and some converting with all these las fusils, I bet you could probably, grab yourself 6 reavers. Give 3 the sniper rifle, give 3 the las fusil, and then give all the guys that come in this box already a sniper rifle, the bolt sniper rifle. Now with those 6 extra guys you had plus these 3, now you've got your 9 guys off of 1 box. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna check chat real quick. Okay, cool. So with this box set and a couple extra models, like I said, you got a couple reavers that you are not using that maybe you picked up in the Wake the Dead box, or maybe you have some of those easy to build ones, or you just have actually, man, if you just have a couple leftover Phobos Marines or the infiltrators from the Shadow Spear box, you could probably do some cutting and put these rifles on and basically get 3 sets of eliminators out of 1 box. And actually, I'm going to probably do a video on that. So the only thing I'm not happy about, and I predicted it, I was hoping for $40, but $50 for this box. It's starting to kind of be the standard here. But considering that I can very likely get basically 3 boxes of snipers, or 3 sets of 3 sniper out of this, 3 eliminator units. Hey, you know what? $50 is nothing. I'll take it. All right, I'm going to move on to one that some people are actually excited for. It's another Primaris Lieutenant, but I have to say he is really cool looking. Nice dynamic posing, and I think he's pitched forward a little too much. I think that center of gravity is off just a little bit. So I would do a test fit and be ready to maybe, just maybe, you guys might have to put a penny or something on the back end here underneath this piece right here to give him a little, or glued underneath there to give him a little bit more weight and balance. So I feel like he's going to tip over. I feel like there's just too much mass over. But we'll see. Don't care too much about that grenade, but hey, cool. It's just an extra little effect. He's overall cool looking. Now I had a chance to look at this sprue, and you'll see that he's got this helmet or half helmet off. And I took a look at the sprue. There's a lot of details there. Here, see him looking cool. Okay, on the sprue, gosh darn it, right here in the center, I think that's probably number 9. Right here in the center where I'm circling, it looks like that helmet is just attached to his pistol holster. So you can probably very carefully, if you wanted to, especially if you want to use that bit for later, is take an X-Acto knife and cut right underneath there. Use it for later because you're probably going to have an awesome conversion that you've been thinking about. So just a little conversion tip there. I would just go ahead and cut that off just to be on the safe side, and it gives you something that you can use later. You can always have it to where somebody's holding it in their hand, like they're about ready to put it on or something like that. Just a cool little feature. And he's got all of his other things. There's not much to the sprue, as you can see. It's just the typical character model. $35 is kind of the running cost for characters right now until we get to these big ones. Now, before I get too much into these big ones, I do have some leaks, or not leaks. It's rumors, and I'm going to drop it on you, but I'm going to build up to it because there's a couple things that's going to lead into it to help give it some weight. So bear with me. I'm hoping I'm sounding all right. A little echoey here in the office. All right, so I'm going to move on. We're almost there. This is the build-up. Just the payoff's going to be good, guys and gals. All right, so who do we have here? Kai Van Shrike, who is now Chapter Master. He is now a Primaris Marine. He's gone through the Rubicon. And now we can see a full 360 view of him. He is pretty mean. Not too hip on all these little skull trinkets and everything. This thing right here with the little raven claw. But hey, you know what? It just adds a little bit of flavor to him. So I've been thinking about this beaky head, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I'm really digging into how this backpack looks. I don't think it's a sign of things to come. This is his super awesome backpack. Excuse me. I don't think we're going to see Jump Primaris anytime soon. If we do, I bet you probably sometime spring, right before the summer. That's when they're going to, maybe even another year, maybe 2021. That's when Belisarius' Call is going to come up like, hey, you know what? I've been thinking about this. We need more of the Primaris Marines with jump packs and close combat. So let's do this. Because I remember back in the Legion days, you guys had this, and this. Because that's how long he's been around. He's been around for 10,000 years. So he remembers. And if you guys pay attention, a lot of the Primaris units resemble their Horus Heresy predecessors. So if you've played the Horus Heresy game over at Forge World, you can actually look at the makeup, the weapon makeup, not necessarily the names, but the weapon makeup and their roles on the battlefield, and kind of see the same similarities that you're used to if you've done Horus Heresy. Like all the squads having all the same weapon, like the Hellblasters, or a 10-man squad of the Intercessors with all their bolt rifles or Stalker bolt rifles or whatever. Those are very reminiscent of how the Legion fought. And I've said this before, so they might be building up for, hey, Legion, we're waiting to be able to get to the point where we can outfit entire squads with this. And I think maybe next year, maybe 2021, we might start seeing this flight pack or something similar onto the Marines. Maybe even when the suppressors get their box. So that's just my guess. So something else about that helmet somebody had asked me about, and I just went ahead and investigated a little bit. It's upside down. It's on their website. You can take a look at it. But there's a nice little connection point right behind that helmet. You can probably clip that off, or very carefully cut that off, because looking at that helmet, it's a full helmet, except probably where it connects to, let's see if we can get that picture again, where it connects to right here, next to that what do you call that? That pouch. So that's where the connection point is, right there at the back of the head, next to that pouch. If you're very careful, you can cut that out, and then you can mount that. Probably, you probably got to butcher him or another Marine, another Space Marine, and there's the neck piece that comes underneath the helmets. If you can very cleanly cut that off, you could probably glue that neck piece onto that helmet, onto his body, so you have his very unique head. Or, worst case scenario, if you don't want to use that very unique head with the little Raven Guard symbol that's basically transferred over from his previous suit of armor, they have this coming out. This is the Raven Guard Primaris Upgrade and Transfer Set. I'm not going to show the transfers, but you can see $25. You are getting 18 shoulder pads and all these other grade. You got your whole range of goth and emo heads, plus the Primaris Beaky, so you can just use one of those if you wanted. But if you're like me, I would probably cut that helmet off because it's very unique looking, and I'd put it on him. And then take that helmet, or that head, I'd actually take that head and put it on a Psyker or something else. That's me, though. It's up to you if you want to do anything like that. So these things are coming. So let me get out of here. We're going to go right into Pharaohs. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, they got a brand new character, Iron Father Pharaohs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Iron Father Pharaohs is not new. He actually showed up in 2013 in the clan Rauken. I know that sounds like something from Street Fighter, but it's Clan Rauken. It was a supplement that came out alongside Sentinels of Terra. And in that Codex supplement, which I used heavily, in fact, at that time, there was no Deathwatch Codex. So I had actually turned my massive 355 model Deathwatch army, and I used it as Count as Iron Hands. I used the Clan Rauken supplement, and even though this character was never made, he's named in there, and I believe he is the focal point for the storyline that goes on in there. It's been a while. I haven't found the book yet. I found my PDF copy, my EPUB copy, but I didn't go through and read it. So this is all building up. This is leading somewhere. So as you guys can see, he's got all of his nifty little gadgets. One thing I don't like is this Gravis, all this Gravis armor. That's basically their Terminator size armor. They all have these little exposed hoses. You'd think, in the 41st millennia that they wouldn't need to have these exposed cablings that are easily shot, and then all of a sudden, oh no, I don't got power to my legs, I can't move. I don't think that's cool, but whatever. I might clip him off if I get this model, which I probably will because he's really cool. If you guys haven't seen anything, this is a relic heavy bolter, does 2 damage, still the same normal shots. This axe is pretty awesome. I forgot what it does. The Herowind. And then, of course, he's got his other little accoutrements, which I imagine his little stuffed animal prize claws, probably like a power fist. And then he's got probably a plasma torch. I don't think it's a flamer. I'm thinking that this is going to be like an arc welding, like a plasma torch. So it'll probably count as a plasma pistol, just like on the Tech Marines. So this is pretty cool. In fact, I'm pretty sure that is Clan Rauken's symbol. I will double check on that. So real quick, let's take a look at this. Now they're getting a lot more shoulder pads. There are 20 in here, ladies and gentlemen. There are 20. They've got, looks like 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 regular shoulder pads. And then was that 2, 4, 5 or 6 of the Gravis armor ones. So there's actually a lot in there. So that's really cool that they've put so much effort into these into this, because you're getting all these extra heads, all these little pressure gauges and doodads to add on. I'm really digging these purity seals that they do it their way. That little iron symbol instead of the normal wax seal. I'm tired of the wax seal, so these are really cool. I might get it or at least try to con my friends into giving me just those. I don't care about anything else here. The cybernetic hands and arms, really cool. Yay. So let me get out of here. What is this? Okay. Yeah, we already talked about that. So let me make sure that something's not showing up on screen. Oh man, I'm sorry. I got that thing all the way up and you can't see everything. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. All right. So if you, once again, have been under a rock and I've been paying attention, there is a number of relics that have been released either by Games Workshop or by a couple leaks online. And I'm going to see if I could pull up. We don't care about the father. Let me pull this up here. I should have had this already for you. I apologize. It's very bad of me. All right. So, Calculated Fury, that's a new version of their chapter doctrine. Student of History. All right, so this is where we're going to get into. This is kind of a sneak peek reveal thing that you guys need to really pay attention to, because this is kind of possibly going to relate to the state of affairs that we're going to be going into with the Codex and the Codex supplements for all factions in the near future. This is my guess. I think that this is going to happen. Just follow me on this. I only have just a tiny bit of information that kind of lends a little bit of credibility to it. The only thing that we'll have to do is wait for the next factions codex to release, and then we'll know for sure. Well, I shouldn't say no for sure. We'll probably go from maybe about a 30% chance. We'll shoot up to 50, and then once we get another codex, we'll probably pretty much jump up to 100%. All right. So, student of history. We've already covered that before the other day. Warlord trait. Blessing the machine god. We're not going to talk about that. That's just one of their psychic powers. Ironstone. This is one of their new relics, or is it? And is this student of history a new warlord trait? Is it? No, it's not. And this is how we're going to figure some things out. So I mentioned Clan Raukan. Raukaan. Around 2013, that book came out, and it was great. I think I was right at the height of 6th edition, or right when 6th edition kicked off. So here's I did some copy, or basically uploaded my copy so people could take a look at it. It didn't copy over too well, but in fact, before I do that, sorry about all this. Yep. All right, so Clan Raukan, or whatever. There's some more. Yep, that's who these guys are. Clan Raukan is what all these shoulder pads are going to be based on. Nothing wrong with that. That just gives us a little bit of history, a little bit of a little bit of credibility. There's their 3 little bolt symbols. So let me get down here to the goodies here, so I can kind of start talking about what to expect in the near future. If the going through the screen so fast is making you a little dizzy, just look away, and I'll let you know in just a second when you can look. Lots of history, and I bet you a lot of this history is going to translate over whenever that book comes over. It's going to be really interesting to see. Really interesting to see. Oh my gosh, where's the stuff? Okay. All right, Clan Raukan. All right, so get through all that. We're not going to talk about all this stuff doesn't matter. Let's get into warlord traits. Now, why is this important? Well, we're going to start right here at number 4, student of history. Well, what did we just get from the updated book here? Student of history. When the war, you know what? I'm just going to have 2 different screens here, and I'll walk you through both. The old student of history says, let's see, your warlord in any Clan Raukan unit he joins can choose to automatically fail any morale checks it is required to make. Their new one is they can move up to 6 inches instead of 3 inches. This is just the warlord, and do not have to end this move closer to the nearest model. So totally different change. Now, we did get, oh man, did I lose that page? I sure did. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Some of the rumors that I've got that have been snuck out, we had to keep it as rumors, so keep that in mind. There we go. All right, so current rumors. There's a new warlord trait called Adept of the Messiah. Lets them repair a vehicle for D3, and if it is a tech marine already, it can repair a flat 3. And what do we have here? Adept of the Messiah. Basically, you can reroll failed attempts to repair a vehicle. Pretty similar. Will of Iron is the other rumored one, or / confirmed. This gives a free deny the witch chance, and if you already have it, you get another one. This one is fearless, but we don't care about fear anymore in this game, so that'll be interesting. And the new one sounds a little bit more plausible. Flesh is weak, +1 feel no pain. And the new version is saying that you get this is a standard 5-up feel no pain. So I'm not sure, that doesn't sound accurate, but we'll see. Student of history, we just covered merciless logic. Actually, I think that might be one of the rumored psychic powers. Let me see if I can find that here. Merciless. Nope, that's machine empathy I'm thinking of. Okay, so off the hook there. So once again, the new one says unmodified hit rolls of 6 generate an additional hit. They can't produce additional ones. This can include guns, as it only says it's an attack. So your merciless, the old one was, let's see, let me scroll up. I got so many different windows open. I'm surprised my computer's not dying on me. Your warlord and all friendly units within 12 inches had the Crusader special rule, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people, I believe that said you get to move an extra D3 inches. Or an extra 3 inches on the charge or something along that lines. I forget what Crusader does. Not a lot of people used it. It was kind of a crap one. Now here's another one that is a confirmed, what do you call it? Warlord trait. Let me zoom in here so I can read it to you. All right, the next one is called, now here's the new version. Target protocols. At the start of your shooting phase, select one friendly Iron Hands unit within 6 inches of this warlord. Once that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model from that unit, you can reroll the hit roll by a model. So that's one model. Once that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model from that unit, you can reroll the wound roll. Okay. And then once that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model from that unit, you can re-roll the damage roll. So if I'm understanding this correctly, basically you choose one guy and okay, so you can just kind of keep doing it. Basically, one person out of that unit can re-roll their hits, one person can re-roll the wounds, one person can re-roll the damage, or that same person. So the old version is your warlord and any unit he joins reroll to hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase. So it's close to what the original was. So the new one sounds way better. Way better. So we'll see. So why is this still important, John? Well, I'm going to tell you. Let's get into the next part. We know that there's something called the Ironstone. The Ironstone in the new edition, when resolving an attack made against an Iron Hands vehicle, units within 3 inches of the friendly model with this relic reduce any damage inflicted by 1 to a minimum of 1. So the Ironstone, target protocols, and student of history have all translated over. This is important. Now, Ironstone in the old edition, it was a 30-point relic. If they pass their... tanks and walkers within 6 inches pass their it will not die roll on a 4-up. Let's see. Oh, no, they can pass their it will not die roll, so they basically shake off the wound. If the roll is a 6, it also repairs a weapon destroyed or immobilized result. Now, the new one, the new one's very fitting to this edition. The other one wouldn't have worked. So, once again, now we're starting a pattern is, so now we've got an Iron Father, we've got at least 2 confirmed warlord traits, and now we have a confirmed relic, and I'm about to confirm one more relic called the Gorgon's Chain. Now the Gorgon's Chain was my absolute favorite. I've always put it on a captain on a bike, and let me go to what the Gorgon's Chain does. Now the old version, if you have not taken any damage, you had a 3-up invulnerable save, plus 1 feel no pain roll. So you're now, I believe, at a 4-up as if you took that warlord trait, you're at like a 4-up feel no pain with your warlord, and you had Eternal Warrior, so you couldn't be insta-killed, which is pretty huge. And then as you took damage, it got weaker and weaker and weaker. But if you ever got your wounds back, then you reset to the previous level. So the new one, it's a way different. Basically, you start off with a 4-up invulnerable save. So yay, cool. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against that model, you subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's actually really freaking nice. That makes it a lot harder, especially when you have stuff that are going, oh, I wound on 2s, I wound on 3s. That I never realized how that big -1 for anything, how big of an impact it was until I was at Las Vegas Open. So now we have 2 confirmed relics, 2 confirmed warlord traits, and a confirmed character from the clan Roken. So one of the rumors, let me get this out of the way. One of the other rumors is mentioning all these other weapons, and we'll probably know. Well, we'll know in a couple days because somebody is going to get the book early and they're going to release it to us. So another one of my favorites was the Axe of Medusa. And right now it's saying that Axe of Medusa is coming. It replaces your power axe, plus 3 strength, minus 3 AP, and 3 damage. Before it was plus 2 strength, AP of a 2, which is about a minus 3 AP. Mastercraft is Severing Strike, unwieldy. We don't care about all that. The Severing Strike was really cool because it just made you do your strength a lot higher. So it was an okay weapon. I mean, it wasn't too great, but I liked having it because it was, a 25-point power axe. That was really cool. And you throw it onto your captain, and he did a lot of damage. Okay, so we already talked about Ironstone. Let's see here. Betrayer's Bane. They're saying that this is a combi melta that's coming out. Assault 2, Strength 8, minus 4 AP, which I think is pretty standard, except for the Assault 2 part. And it does D6 damage. So, okay, cool. Let me scroll back up. Did I miss? Now the Mindforge stave was another one of those that I liked using whenever I had a librarian. It was just because it was times 2 damage, and it was AP 2 versus whatever they had at that time. Times 2 damage with a staff that. Because normally they can't get stuff like thunder hammers and stuff like that. So you had basically had a power fist force weapon, pretty deadly. The new one, it's called the Mind Forge. They're saying, at least the rumors, replaces any sort of power weapon. It's time 2 strength, minus 3 AP, and D3 damage. Not too bad. Not too bad of a relic. I don't know if I would bypass some of these other ones, but that's not too shabby. Especially when you get some of these higher, you can get these higher strengths. Yeah, I might go for that. All right, so not done yet. Let's see. Actually, I think I am done. Did I cover? No, the Tempered Helm. The Tempered Helm. Basically, the Tempered Helm was morale test and be able to reroll hits and all that kind of jazz. The new one is actually kind of good. It basically helps you regenerate command points. It's saying that you can regenerate command points on a 5+. You can get 1 back per battle round, as the new FAQ pretty much indicated. So a lot of those new rules are still rumor, and everything I was just saying is like the new one says this. The reason why this is important is because it's probably going to come true, and it is reflecting over onto what I just showed you guys for the old one, the old Clan Rauken. So basically you have like 5 or 6 items that have made their way over. Well, actually 6, maybe 7 items, because now we have the confirmation with the clan symbol, the 3 little bolts, and that's what's coming over from the product line. So lots of credibility there, guys. Lots of credibility. Now, why is this important? Because I'm going to go straight into something we have not talked about. Let me close down some windows here and let my computer breathe. Oh, hey, Denner. Hey, how you doing, man? Sorry I didn't see you. I'm glad you're here because I'm just about to talk about the Imperial Fist, if you are still on, Denner, before I get off here. So, the reason why this is going to be prediction time. This is me taking a guess. I cracked open my book and I took a look at and I pulled up my EPUB for Sentinels of Terra. This is another one of those books, came out in 2013, 6th edition time, which was Dark Vengeance box set, I believe. Quote me or correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Dark Vengeance. That was Crimson Slaughter versus Dark Angels. I think that was 3rd or 5th company with company master Balthazar, who I think just recently learned in this month's White Dwarf is dead and has been replaced by a new Primaris captain. So you're starting to see A lot of things are starting to come full circle. From 6th edition, some of those storylines are starting to end and continue on, and then continue on with new stuff. So why is this cool? Well, we've already seen Iron Father Pharos or Furios. He's back, and he's bringing a host of stuff from that 6th edition clan book with him. Awesome. I'm really super excited about that. I'm actually going to go delve into a lot of their Apocalypse data sheets and some of the other things that they've got on there to see how it relates to anything that we've seen in the Vigilus books, or what could be coming up in the Psychic Awakening books. I bet you some of this stuff is going to show up in there. Why not just copy and paste that stuff over? We'll see. So let's get into the Sentinels of Terra. Now, let me first show you, if you don't remember, this is the cover of that book. Sentinels of Terra came out in 2013. Let me just jump straight down to their goodies. Now, I mentioned before that we might see something really, really freaking interesting. Trying to think out, okay, who's going to be the character for Imperial Fist? People are like, oh, it'll be Pedro Cantor. It'll be Lysander. It could be the Emperor's Champion. Hold off, guys, on the Black Templar. I am very certain that they are still going to be getting their own book. If they end up in this book, great, no loss. I wouldn't care. I would be wrong that they're not getting their book. Big deal. We still win in the end because we get the Black Templars. So, what is happening? Well, we saw Bolter Drill has made its way over from 6th edition, so cool. This is going to be, my prediction is now Captain Garradon of the 3rd Company is going to, he was in command, he was second in command to Lysander, I'm sorry. So he was a veteran sergeant, or was it 3rd Company? I'm pretty sure this is all about the 3rd Company. I'm going to have to go back and read. Anyways, Garradon, he was a second in command before being promoted to command of the company in the Crusade of Thunder's final stages, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyways, he became a captain. You could take him as an upgrade. I talked to you guys about this before. Forget what his point cost was. I think it was like maybe, right there, 75 points. You gave him the same profile as a captain. He got everything, including a relic, the Spartan, but he did not get the Iron Halo. So pretty cool there. Let's see here. Let's get into what I think is going to happen. So you guys are going to recognize, I don't have my codex with me, but you will recognize probably some of these warlord traits. Now these are older warlord traits, and they're using 6th edition rules, so a lot of this is not going to carry over well. Some of you might be going, John, there's no way that those are leaks. And I'm like, no kidding, guys, because this is 6th edition. Ease up. So just be paying attention here. Siege Lord, tenacious opponent, wise commander, indomitable, architect of war, and fleet commander. I will not be surprised if these do not make it over. If they don't make it over. Yeah, if they don't make it over, I'll be surprised. I can see about 2 of them might not make it. Maybe this fleet commander. We'll see. I suspect they're going to make their way over. So, they are the 3rd Company. There we go. Couple other items I think are going to make their way over. The Eye of Hypnoth. I'll let you guys kind of read it, and I'll go a little slow here. Remember, these are all 6th edition rules, so I can't validate what they're going to be right now because I don't know. But since I saw this information and I kind of pieced together all the Iron Hand stuff and a little bit of the the Raven Guard stuff that we kind of got a sneak peek of, I contacted Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I said, hey, give me an update because I think this is what's coming. And they put yes, ? So to me, that's yes, maybe. I don't know. So who knows? That was really frustrating. Thank you, though, for at least replying. All right, so here's some other stuff. We saw something like this, the angel sacrifice. I think it's the benevolence of sacrifice or something that's in the, I think it's in the ultramarine, or it's in the regular codex. This one, it doesn't matter what these do because this is all 6th edition. Sorry. So I think we're going to see all of these. The Eye of Hypnoth. That basically, I think that targets target. Oh, that's for targeting buildings or heavy units. This one is for a chaplain. Lets him still fight even if he got killed. Even if he got killed in Overwatch, he still gets to fight. Bones of Osrock. It basically generates an additional warp charge point and can reroll failed psychic test. I can definitely see this one coming back. It'll probably be a +1 to your psychic test and maybe a reroll failed psychic test. That's easy. That's an easy one to do. I don't know if we'll see the standard. I probably, because Games Workshop, especially Imperial Fists and Crimson Fists, love their standards to plop them down in the ground and hold that ground. I can easily see them boosting morale checks and all that. And then the Spartian, that's that pistol, mastercrafted, ignores cover. So they'll probably soup this up. This is probably going to be like a -1 or -2 AP bolt pistol. Probably still be strength 4, ignores cover. And with it being mastercrafted, it'll probably do 2 damage. So watch that. I'm betting that's what's going to be. So why am I bringing this up still? Okay, so I already showed you guys or walked you through how things that are happening in 6th edition with the what is called the Iron Hands Codex Supplement is mirroring this codex. And when I have that codex in hand, I'm going to just be, flipping page by page and verifying. And that right there is going to pretty much give us almost 100% confirmation. Not 100%. It's going to give us a lot of confirmation. So when we do see the Imperial Fist come out, and we'll be able to look over and be able to probably predict what's going to happen. Now, the character-wise, I don't know. My bet really is Lysander. I mean, I should say I'm hoping for Garridon. I think that's what his name was. I'm really hoping he will be, Garridon. I'm really hoping he will be the character. Make him a Primaris captain. Give him a sweet power fist that, you have no minuses, or maybe does like straight 3 damage. Call it a day. Make him a cool character. Get some siege abilities. I don't know, man. But just make him really cool. Or give us Lysander. Put him in Gravis armor as a captain. Make him a Primaris Marine and give him. He'd be like the first Primaris captain, I think, with a Thunderhammer, and give him his awesome Storm Shield. That would be a badass model. You're welcome, Games Workshop. You're welcome. Actually, that would be awesome. I might just have to make if they don't, I might just have to make a custom conversion, and I'll come up with what the rules are. Counts as a power fist, and the shield just means it's like his Iron Halo or some crap like that. So I think this is what's going to happen. Now, what does this mean for what's coming in the future? Well, this is a nice test bed to see what the popularity is. If they are selling out of this stuff, which I'm pretty sure they are, because we keep selling out, other stores keep selling out. We have other people calling up where I work at the Atomic Hobby Shop in Cypress, Texas. People will call up, do you have this? No, we're out of stock. Everybody's out of stock. I'm like, okay, I'll order it for you. It'll be here on Friday. Come and get it. Cool. That means these things are selling out fast. And that's a good sign for Games Workshop to go, you know what? Let's go ahead and keep doing this. This is a good thing. And this is what I'm kind of building up to. Why don't we go ahead and make one Eldar Codex to rule them all, right? And then we go Dienden, Bieltan, Ulthwé. I don't remember any other the big name ones, but those are the 3 big ones. Dark Eldar, here's your main codex. Bam. Let's do witch cults. Let's do codex supplement Homunculus Covens, which, if you guys remember, at the same time that this stuff came out in 6th edition, they got their own book. I think the Witch Coven might have had their own book, but I know the Homunculus, why can I not say Homunculus? They got their own codex supplement as well. So, something to keep in mind. Who else got it at that time? Crimson Sabers, Black Crusade, or not Black Crusade, Black Legion, the Gazkol's Waw, and I believe there was one more. I'll have to look that back up. I think it was just those three. Karn's Butcher Horde, but that was more of a data slate. But Khorne Demonkin also got a supplement at that time. So I foresee Games Workshop setting this as a precedent. Guys, here is your definitive book. Do you need these supplements? No. But if you like Ultramarines, you like just doing a Khorne Demon Horde, or you want to do nothing but Homunculus, because that's your thing, then get your core book, get this, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about any of these other books. You don't, unless you want to buy them because you like the lore, or you're a meta player and you want to stock up on all the books so you know everybody's tips and tactics and whatnot. I foresee this as being a possibility. So we're going to know once the last of these codexes drop. I don't know about the Sisters of Battle. I think the Sisters of Battle will be too new for them to do this. I think that they're going to go Sisters of Battle, bam, there you go. We'll see. I could be wrong on that. I'm just kind of guessing. But I'm I'm going to say I'm about 65, 75%. I'm going to be bold. 75% sure that the Imperial Fist Codex supplement is going to follow the Sentinels of Terra, and we're going to see that exact same thing. I'm going to dig a little bit more on Salamanders. I don't know what they're going to be doing. I suspect it'll probably follow around Vulcan Heston. I know a lot of people were hoping it would be Tashawn, or maybe Daikini, whatever his name was from the novels, the guy that turned into a librarian. I don't know, guys and gals. I really don't. I'm trying to find out for you. I really am. But so I think this is what we're going to be seeing. It's going to be too hard to really speculate what. Not too hard, but you can probably go through here and kind of get an idea of what to expect from the Imperial Fist book. And if they combine Crimson Fists in there, you're going to probably see the Arrow of Dorn. You'll probably see a couple of those relics and stuff in there. Probably that standard, if you guys are familiar with the Rogue Trader book, the original artwork where they had the Crimson Fists were surrounded by orcs, and they were basically on this mound. They were planting the flag, and there's dead ones everywhere, and they're fighting for their lives. I bet you that banner will probably be in there if it is. So we'll see. So that's all I've got. Did I cover everything I want to talk about? Yeah, I talked about Imperial Fist supplement, a sneak peek. I'm glad I put the question mark because I don't know if it's the next one. Nobody knows this next one. I think it's a possibility. I think we're going to probably see Imperial. I think I mentioned before, it'll probably be Imperial Fist, Black Templar at the same time. Or if I miscounted, which I cannot find the picture anymore. Oh, this is what I want to bring up. Couldn't find the picture anymore of when they first showed the whole list of codex supplements, and they were all redacted. They've redone it, I think, and now it's just 6 books. So that might mean that Black Templar are not getting their own book, but they will be put in with the Imperial Fists. I don't think Crimson Fist will, because Crimson Fist are in a White Dwarf supplement, so I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll see. So pretty much I think Imperial Fist and Salamanders will be next, or if it is going to be Black Templars, I think it'll be Imperial Fist and Black Templars together in two different books, but at the same release time. And then Salamanders, or some combination of those three. What do you think the cycle time will be in between supplements? If you're talking about Chaos or Space Marine supplements, I think we're going to look at about 3 to 4 week window. So after these two drop, let's see here. I don't have the date of when the other Space Marine. I think that, let's see, when was that weekend? So Space Marines dropped the 16th, 17th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably, yeah, I'd say probably late October. Mid to late October, you'll probably see the next two codexes drop. It really depends on what's coming up next, because we still have the Psychic Awakening, the first book, Phoenix Arising, to drop. I know Beast Grove goes on sale this coming weekend, available on the last weekend of September. So that gives us about 2 to 3 weeks of other releases. We know that there's at least one more Aeronautica release coming. I know it has some orcs in it. I think it's the Heavy bomber that's coming, because they've only released a fighter bomber. So that's coming. So we know that's going to be released weekend. We know we've got at least a Blood Bowl team coming. And we know that there's also a new Warcry warband coming. Not Warcry warband, I apologize. The first of the Beast Grove or Season 3 Underworlds will be coming as well. So we've got probably, after the things that drop this coming weekend, the Iron Hands and Raven Guard, we got about 3 weeks accounted for-ish. And then we've got about 2 weeks that we don't know anything about. So I don't know. I suspect mid to late October is when we're going to see it. They're going to want to give a little bit of window, I'm guessing. So hopefully it won't take too long. And I imagine, now that I've got this information, I kind of hopefully solved a mystery or pieced this together. Mr. and Mrs. Smith can come out and say it, or maybe one of the other group of guys that I'm in kind of networked with for rumors and leaks will take that information to whoever their Mr. and Mrs. Smith is. Yeah, I'm sure we probably all have the same person. And so we can all now poke and prod, and they'll get the drop first, and then they'll pass it to me, and then I can drop it to you guys, or vice versa. Like today, I'm dropping all this, then I'm passing it to them. So hopefully this week I'll have more information for you. So just keep track of that. Third Company is probably what that book is going to center around. It's probably going to be Captain Garradon, or it's going to be Lysander. I'm hoping it'll be Garradon, because that'd be really cool, because they're sticking to the fluff. These warlord traits that you see on the video, I'll kind of scroll down a little slow here so you can screenshot a little bit. And then relics. These relics are not that great, I'm not going to lie. They're not good relics. They're really garbage. At least in 6th edition, they were garbage. So I'm almost done here. There we go. I mean, they were really bad. That's the reason why I didn't play them. And I didn't like too much that in that edition they put a lot of weight into running Centurions, where you could take them as elites and heavies, fast attacks and elites, depending on which ones you took. I wasn't a big fan of Centurions when they dropped. At that point, they were too expensive. The Bolter Drill was really cool at that point, because you got to re-roll all failed rolls with when you're rapid firing and half range, or when firing up to half range. So you can kind of see how things have progressed and been taken from there. So I'm going to be really interested to see after this what they do with the Dark Eldar, the Eldar, and Chaos. We'll see, guys. We'll see. I would not be surprised if we start seeing Chaos Space Marine supplement Emperor's Children or World Eaters. We'll see. All right. I've got some movies to go watch with the family and get something to eat, and it is way past how long I want to do it, but I wanted to share this little bit of leak information. And once again, I'm glad I put that question mark, that the sneak peek of Imperial Fist supplement. I should have put quotes, but I think that's what we're going to be seeing. So we'll see. You heard it here first, and I hope it all comes true, because then, especially if Mr. and Mrs. Smith pass that information on to me, then I can go, haha, look what I have done. I have given you information. Anyways, I am going to log off because it is my vacation weekend. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Dinner, thanks for watching. I know you had a family day today. Hopefully I'll have some good news for you on Black Templar stuff. So you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later.